During question time on the floor of Parliament, North Fly MP James Donald raised concerns on government provision of funds to ministers or sector agencies of government.
Why are these ministries functioning without money? Time I'm appointing more, allocating more, making work no country. Is this the indication of the country no got money? Now, his government is mismanaging this country. The department belong I have reliable, answering people of this country.
Prime Minister Marape, in responding to North Fly MP, clarified that the country has sufficient funds to operate as a sovereign state and that people should not be misled by those who just want to play politics and bring about negative conclusions which are just based on rumors or opinions of certain individuals.
The Treasury released no money to the sectors concerned. Speaking a debate with his colleague, member for Western Provincial Assembly, I can understand this. But money does go to sectors. The assessor of the national government doesn't give money to sectors. National government is running broke, is far from the truth. We give money according to what we collect. Budgets are forecasted. What we collect, to the best ability, we disburse. And all districts have received money, for instance, including the opposition. Never once has he uttered thankfulness to the money that this government has continued giving him. Never once. When it's time for budget.
Following Prime Minister's response, the Deputy Opposition Leader, James Nomane, also had a supplementary question.
This government, the Marape government, borrowed 3.983, almost 4 billion kina in borrowings. That took the total borrowing of the Marape government to 37 billion kina since 2019, increasing our national debt to 62 billion kina. These are massive, whopping amounts of debt and borrowing. So what happened to this 4 billion kina that was borrowed, and why weren't these commitments by ministers honoured for the member for North Fly and his district? Thank you.
Prime Minister Marape further highlighted that all districts across the country, including members of parliament from the opposition, have been allocated funding through the national budget and funds were received for previous years.
Or 2019 rather, as we took office, our finances were very, very weak. When you look at the actual numbers may give you a 62 billion kina figure in terms of debt. But percentage is the key. Percentage to economy. Percentage to the size of the economy. The debt that we took, the actual kina may sound big. 3 billion kina, 2 billion kina, 4 billion kina. But when you stack it up against the size of the economy, we are still reducing back. Debt to GDP globally is above 80%. Most economies have a debt to GDP above 80%. Our country's debt to GDP has now fallen below 50% for the first time in the last 6 years.
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.